Hello, this is Mrs. Kohler, and this is actually your last podcast of this unit. I know that makes you very, very sad, so I'm giving you a Mr. Frowny face. This one is naming hydrates, and it actually should be pretty easy because we're just taking something we learned before and just adding another step. So the essential question is, what is a hydrate? I'm sure many of you have seen this before, where people put rice inside their salt shaker. The reason people do this is if you just let salt set out, gradually the humidity from the air will go into the rice so that it's going to become chunky and it's not going to come out of the shaker. So people put the rice in there so that the rice absorbs the water so that the salt does not. So it's kind of the same concept with a hydrate. When you look at these two, these are both cobalt chloride, but the one on the left does not have any water attached to its crystals, but the one on the right does. So when cobalt chloride absorbs a little bit of water, it stays a crystal, but it becomes a red crystal. So this one is actually a hydrate. Now, the one that doesn't have water attached to it is called an anhydrous salt. Whenever you see an at the beginning of something, it usually means no or not. So it's a salt that does not have any water bonded to it. So chemical formulas of a hydrate, well, they're pretty simple. It's just going to be a standard formula, and then you put water after it. So for instance, NaCl, which is sodium chloride, times 4H2O. That's a hydrate. It's just a regular ionic compound with water attached to it. So when you're naming a hydrate, you're going to start out with the name of the formula, and then you're going to do the water later. So first, let's name this. So CuSO4, well, Cu is copper, and SO4 is sulfate. That has a charge of -2. So for there to be one of each, that must mean the copper is a +2. So this is copper 2 sulfate. Or if you were using the classical naming, it would be cupric sulfate. And then it still has this water at the end. So you're going to go back to your prefixes, and the prefix for 5 is penta. So it's going to be copper 2 sulfate penta. And then in place of water, you write the word hydrate. So the penta is from the 5, and the hydrate is from the water. Okay, so this next one, BaCO3 times 6H2O. Well, Ba is barium, and CO3 is carbonate. So it's barium carbonate. And there's a 6 in front of the water, so 6 is hexa. And then hydrate. So barium carbonate, hexahydrate. Now if you're doing it the opposite way and you need to find the formula, you're doing iron 3 sulfide trihydrate. So first we're going to figure out the iron 3 sulfide. So iron 3, remember iron is Fe. Since it's got a Roman numeral 3, its charge is +3. Sulfide, that's off the periodic table. So sulfur's in the -2 column. And then you're going to cross your charges. So you're going to get Fe2S3. Now for the hydrate, you put a dot for times. Tri is 3, and hydrate is water. And that is all there is to naming hydrates. See you in class. Have a great day.